What is going on, guys? Andrew Acevedo here, back with another post game. And what did we just? Well, the Mets actually come up clutch, beat a closer down to their final out. Mark Cannon, easy ground ball to Nolan, semi-easy ground ball to Nolan Arenado, and the Gold Glove, Platinum Glove, one of the greatest defenders of all time, makes the throwing error, opens the door for the Mets, and the Mets come busting through with a 5-run top of the ninth to steal a game in Game 1 in St. Louis that this Rhino was at. Metsfan is joining me as always. What is going up? Initial thoughts before we break down, obviously, Schnerzer, Trevor. Why go to Trevor May in the 8th and then that chaotic 9th inning?
What just happened, man? What just happened? All I can say is this was such a terrible day. My throat's been sore all day. I haven't been feeling well. The Mets weren't hitting for 8 innings. I'm like, okay, this is over. This is just a day that just sucks. And then all of a sudden, 2 outs with their backs against the wall. I mean, incredible. Max Scherzer pitched amazing. Trevor May is the dumbest guy alive. I don't even know what to say anymore about the guy. It's Drew Smith's job now. I've had enough.
Yeah, if there is an echo, obviously I'm not in my hotel. I am in St. Louis. I was at the game, so I'm at a hotel. So if there's an echo, it's all my bad. I brought the wrong microphone, and the microphone doesn't work. So if there's an echo, that's on me. I apologize. I brought the wrong mic, but I wasn't planning on doing a post game. But what just happened, you needed to do a post after that game. So the technical difficulties, it's not the greatest. Obviously, it's not the normal setup. You don't got the mic and all that. So that's all my bad. But let's get into it. The game mostly belonged to the pitching matchup. Miles Michaelis.
If you want to press to talk, if you can, like mute your mic while you're not talking.
Yeah, I will. Okay. I will. Yeah. My bad. So most of the day belonged to the pitching. Max Scherzer versus Miles Michaelis. Match we know Max was going to ball out. Home Missouri kid coming in and pitching St. Louis. 7 innings, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts. Looked completely unhittable. Was flirting around with a couple of immaculate innings. I think he struck out. I think it was the 5th inning. I think he struck him out on like 10 pitches. So he looked dominant. And then Miles Michaelis was matching it, which they both went over 100 pitches. Miles was getting his outs. I mean, he had a couple hits. Eddie Escobar got a hit. McNeil had a couple doubles. So he started, he had a lot more guys on base than Max. But the problem, of course, which seems to be always the Mets' problem, is the bullpen. But we'll start with Max. How do you feel seeing Max tonight? Do you think we're starting to see finally that $45 million starter after obviously the Giant game flooding with the no-no and now back-to-back starts looking elite?
I mean, he's ramped up. That's basically he's ramped up. I mean, we saw a little bit of a slowdown with the hamstring. It happens. I mean, he's at 37 years old. I made this Twitter post today about his fastball velocity, 93 to 95 his entire career. I mean, the guy doesn't really age. He just needs to get repped up. We've talked about how much this guy feeds off of adrenaline, and he just got better and better throughout the entire game. And luckily, unfortunately, we could not score for him at the moment. And then the Mets looked like they were going to waste it away, like they've done to Jacob deGrom for the last 5-6 years. And I don't know what just happened. That's all I got to say. It's a 5-run inning with their backs against the wall, 2 outs. They were down to their final strike. I mean, and it was against the Cardinals, the team that they can never flip the script against, and they just did it. Maybe this team's different and they're going to the World Series. I mean, that's all I got to say, But no. But, yeah, other than that, I'm seeing some stuff about Cano. He's got to go. It's enough. They're not – it's like you said on Mets Weekly like a few days ago, or what was it, last week? Yeah, a few days ago. They are not serious about winning it all if he's on the team. They are not serious. They just aren't. I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it seems always when the Mets are riling, who's up? Oh, it's either Cano or it's the catching spot. Either who cares if it's Nito or McCann. It always seems those guys are coming up in the big spots. But I know, yes, Cano sucks, but right now, we're not worried about that. We're talking about how this team came out 2 outs in the ninth inning, coming back to win this game. We'll leave the negative. If they lose, that's a bigger priority, which we'll talk about on Mets Weekly, obviously. We talked about it all over this whole first month of the season. But let's get into that eighth inning because Max comes out, 10 strikeouts. Cardinals aren't hitting anything. They go to Trevor May, and I look directly, I'm third on third baseline. I see him in the bullpen. And I see that Trevor May is getting up, and I'm like, why is it not Adam Ottavino? Why is it not Drew Smith? Why is he going back to Trevor May after he blew it in Arizona with the homer of Christian Walker and the doubles he gave up? Why is he going back to him where Ottavino hasn't worked in like 4 days now? Drew Smith pitched like the fifth inning with the Trevor Williams game, I think it was. Or the Trevor Williams game or the game that Diaz? When did he come in?
I think it was that was the first game of the series.
First game of the Arizona series. So that was the last time he's worked. I don't even remember the last time Ottavino's worked. So, and he's been big about getting everybody work, but now Ottavino hasn't thrown in like 4 days now. But he goes to May in the eighth, and the Cardinals tee off. Yadier Molina leading it off, and you knew he was getting on base because that guy was just a constant pain in the butt to the Mets. He singles, Bader singles, then Brendan Donovan makes his MLB debut. It's Springfield Cardinal legend Brendan Donovan makes his big league pinch running for Yadier Molina. And they made a big thing, got a nice little standing ovation. Then we go to Tommy Edman dropping the bunt down. Trevor May hits it with his glove, and I'm thinking, oh, that's going to be the bases loaded. Somehow Lindor corrals it to get an out. Then you go to Goldschmidt, walk him. So bases loaded, 1 out for Tyler O'Neill, and he just fast that cookie that Trevor May throws as a fastball. Middle in, O'Neill rips in the left field. Canna, with a better throw, maybe could have thrown out the back runner. It was there, just kind of up the line. And the Cardinals take the 2-0 lead, and the place went nuts. And I'm just like, yep, that's how this game's over. Especially how the Mets weren't hitting at all. I'm thinking, and my dad said, first team to score 1 run's going to win this game. And I think, oh, there it is, game over. Mets lose this game. And again, Trevor May seems to blow it. And every time he comes in a game, he seems to be blowing a lead or coming in a clutch spot. And no Adam Ottavino, no Drew Smith. I know you've been very adamant to saying Trevor May's fastball is cooked, and he is very, he's not the guy using the high leverage situation. Were you as crazy as what I was? And I was like, why is
he up? The thing is that it's not like May's fastball is like completely cooked. It's just the way that he locates it. It can be so vulnerable. Like it just has these like up and down inconsistencies, and I could spread as many charts as I can or whatever is this or that, and maybe say the catcher was calling this there or this there. Maybe it was Nito's fault or whatever. But we've seen this so many times with Trevor May, where he's just locating something or he's missing a spot with that inconsistent fastball. And you just absolutely have no idea what you're going to do. And that's the thing, is that his slider, his changeup, they're just as effective as those other pitches, but they're probably even better. Like, use your stuff. You have, I don't think you have the high stuff grade, but you've got stuff, okay? Use it. And then he also talked about adding a splitter. He talked so publicly about this. Where is it? He hasn't thrown it once. Like, I've given up on this guy at this point. He's an idiot. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt last year, but we're trying to we're trying to lock down games. We're trying to keep ourselves in. We're trying to win ball games. That's just it. And this guy has just not been it. And I don't know what to say anymore. Especially Drew Smith, being Drew Smith like he is. You have to move him to the eighth now. It just cannot happen. I don't see any scenario where you're like, okay, Trevor May has to come into the eighth. I don't even trust him in the seventh right now. Like, he has just looked so discombobulated. Once that ball leaves his hand, I'm holding my breath. Like, that's how it feels. And that's how it felt with Diaz in 2019 with a lot of people. That was the thing, because his slider was so flat and everything. That's how I feel about Trevor May right now. There's just so much inconsistencies that goes on with his arsenal right now, and it looks even worse compared to last year. So Drew Smith has to be that guy. And if Diaz were to leave in free agency, Drew Smith's probably going to be the guy in the ninth, but that's a different conversation. Anyways, the thing is that I I don't know about this guy. And then now Lugo's kind of moving up the ranks to when you're like, okay, now you can put Lugo into the 7th or maybe the 8th if you want to put Lugo in the 8th, and then getting the 9th, getting the 7th. That's fine, but there's just, again, we know relievers are spotty, but one thing we know of consistency with Trevor May is that he's able to get strikeouts. I'm not seeing any of them. I'm not seeing strikeouts. Now, he has the stuff to be a contact manager, but I'm not seeing the strikeouts. I'm not seeing the Trevor May strikeouts. I'm not seeing that high strikeout rate up there with Edwin Diaz at the top from all relievers. I'm not seeing that. It's just, I don't know what to say anymore. Like, I don't know what to say about Trevor May. Like, that's just overall. I don't know. And we'll get into it more on Mets Weekly, but this guy has looked just all over the place.
So let's, again, just use, where's Adam Ottavino, Drew Smith, higher leverage, stop using Trevor May in the 8th. Let's get to the 9th inning, let's get to the 9th. Eduardo Escobar, Pete Alonso got out. Eddie Escobar with a single. Robinson Cano, what's new? Makes it out. Moving it to Mark Canha. Eddie Escobar takes some defensive indifference to take second. Canha draws a 8 pitch at bat.
Start off 0-2.
Started off 0-2. Back in account. Hits a chopper to third, which, again, when you have Nolan Arenado get platinum glove, modern day Brooks Robertson, if you can say that.
Yeah.
A play he makes 99 out of 100 times. The Mets find a way to be that one time. He overthrows Goldschmidt. Eddie comes in. Canha's first. Then they pinch run Jankowski for Canha. McNeil drives a double in the right field, and Joey Cora has been very aggressive earlier this season. And if they didn't win this game, maybe it was a bigger talking point how aggressive that Joey Cora has been. He does not send Jankowski. Sets up for the catcher spot was coming up. Obviously, Tomas Nido was not hitting because if he was hitting, oh, God. Dom Smith makes the pinch hitting opportunity. Hits a ball down the line. Goldschmidt, another Gold Glove defender, makes the good play, but Gio Gallegos does not get off the mound. Dom Smith beats him out. McNeil is the back runner. He comes in to score while Gio is back's turned to the play, and the Mets take a 3-2 lead. One of the more underrated relievers comes in and blows his first save of the season. They bring in a lefty, TJ McFarland, to pitch to Nimmo. First pitch, pulls one, keeps it down the line, keeps it fair for a 2-run homer. And that's all she wrote. Diaz comes in the 9th, walked 1, but didn't matter, struck out 2, end the game, and the Mets steal one. With 2 outs, 2 strikes, they steal it out of nowhere. Shout out, well, where do you start? Do you give, who was the biggest AB is Canha? Because if Canha doesn't fight that AB, obviously, Nolan makes the error, which, again, normally he's out with a B, go down from 2-0 to fight back. I mean, what more can you say? And then, obviously, Nimmo just puts the icing on the cake.
Well, I just did my nerd research, and Carlson does have a good arm in right field.
He does.
So I'd say it was the smart move. I mean, heat of the moment, you probably could have sent him. I mean, you do want to test the outfielder's arm. It's very possible. But then you think, okay, this is the Cardinals, okay? Arenado may have just airmailed something that he would not airmail 99 out of 100 times. And this is the Cardinals. This is the best defensive team in the game. So, whatever works, obviously they got out of it. That's the brilliancy of 2-out mode. That's the thing, is that all runners can score because they keep going. There's the merry-go-round. The ball's put in play, it does not matter. If it's dropped, all hell can break loose. And that was just crazy how the 2 corner infield guys, 2 of the best defenders at their position of this generation, they just have a mind fuck. Now, I'm not going to say that Giovanni Gallegos didn't screw up and not cover, but also, Goldie, he underestimated Dom Smith. We all know Dom Smith's got some amazing speed, okay? He runs like a chungus, but he can hustle. And that's pretty much all she wrote. Umpire was a little sus there, but we won't get into that. But other than that, I mean, crazy. 0 to 100. That's how it went tonight. That was it.
On that note, Mets actually gain a game. The Phillies won. They'll gain a half game on the Braves and the Marlins. But the Phillies were beating the hell out of the Rockies, so they stay pat. But another statement win. I think you said it, and I've said it. Maybe this team is feeling a little different than past teams. I'm just saying it's still April, which we know Mets play well in April. Let's see it in June and July. But last year, this team does not win that game. So we'll leave it at that. So we'll end it here because obviously I'm not home. We can't go, full call-ins and all that. So anything last second you want to say before we hop off the DeGrom update?
No. Yeah, I'm seeing that the Mets will provide a DeGrom update tonight. Stay tuned. So either DeComo's trolling us. I don't know. We might get something, but that's about it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see if it ruins our night or makes our night even better. Knowing this team,
one
for us to get that lucky.
negative. Yep.
Yeah, but for us to get that lucky, something has to be sacrificed. And if it's Jacob DeGrom, it's going to be very unfortunate, shall we say?
As we said.
Just what a game! What a game! The team just continues to win. And
yeah, I got a
April Falls Hope. That's it. Keep going. April Falls Hope. I'll keep it. Send it into May. I'd love to see it.
So, on that note, I'll end it here. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe. All is the stuff in the description for Mets Weekly and all that.
Yep.
All down in the description down below every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Maybe if this energy keeps going, well, maybe we're having more fun on Thursday. So, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you guys in the next video.